Welcome back, one-stop co-op shop fans. This is Mike again, and we're looking at Aeon Trespass Odyssey. This is the second video of the series. I already released the video of fighting the Primordial, the big boss battles in this game. Now we're going to look at the adventuring side of things, where you go on a journey in your kind of technological boat, the Argo. Now we have the exact same characters, but now these Menos cards that kind of represent your hidden memories of your former life, because you've kind of been reincarnated. Now these skill bonuses will actually come into play as we have these adventures. Now this is a big campaign game. The battles are only part of it. I'm going to try to show you a bunch of stuff. This is actually after the battle, so I do recommend you watch this video second, unless you just want to kind of see this part of the game first. And I'm showing you pretty late in the prelude, with only about 6 days left before the final boss, when I'm trying to desperately finish up my quest. There's a lot of stuff going on here, so let me just kind of jump from different parts of the table. I've got it all strewn about, and I'll show you what's going on. But first, here's a big overview. I can't quite fit everything. There's a few pages over there, but we'll zoom in and kind of show you what's what. So first, one of the most important things for the journeying aspect of the game, here's our lovely little Argo miniature. Really great detail on this one. Look at that. And we're on this part of the Greek islands, or Greek coast. We're near Knossos, which is where King Minos lives, and the Minotaur, if you know all about that. Just to kind of show you these tiles, they've got symbols of what you'll encounter when you move into them, and they've got different directions you can go and which tile number you draw when you move that way. And the color also gives you a hint as to which of the three resources you're most likely to gain at that place, which are used to build weapons and things. You'll also see that some of them have special icons, like this little wave icon here. That refers to adventure paths you can go on. So when you get to those, you get to kind of go into the storybook and make choose your own adventure choices and roll using your skills to see what happens. And I kind of get like a Seventh Continent vibe from this, so it's sort of like mixing Kingdom Death Monster with Seventh Continent. Pretty cool. Over here we've got some more fun stuff. I'm using these generic markers to mark a lot of things because I'm sending this on to another reviewer after this, and I don't want to mark up all the components. I'm assuming either there would be a sheet for this, or I would put it like in a sleeve and sort of dry erase over it. But these are some of the quests I've started. Hidden in Plain Sight is one of them. You'll see that I've done the alpha part of the quest, but not the omega yet. And there's randomized quests in here. So these are kind of fun. Whenever you find a matching icon on the map, you'll do a little quest. The first one is set and the last one is set, and I'm assuming some cool stuff happens and you discover some story if you get to them. I'm not there yet. But in the middle, you roll for a random thing. So a nice amount of replayability here, because there's definitely no time to complete this quest every time. You'll see that I've only done one for each of the two quest lines I've found. I'm not sure if I'm going to finish either of them, so very nice kind of exciting thing for replayability in the game. I've also got some of the technology cards I've already earned. So these ones are mainly for crafting. You'll see that I can build a ballista gun with some mix of resources. A petrified javelin, this is my ranged combat place. I can build more titans, the things I fight with. Where I am, the fight you just saw went incredibly well if you watched the previous video, but the fight that I actually just played, which is a later fight, which is much tougher, I lost 2 of my titans. So I'm down to kind of half strength. I can't even go into a full battle. So the Titanogenesis will give me the chance to rebuild some of my titans over time. Then I've got some armor technology, some melee weapons, so there's things I can build with. I've got my characters, and again, they've got their skills. You'll notice that all the Triskelion values are back down to 0 after a fight. And remember, we've got these Menenos cards, or I'm still not sure how to pronounce those, should have looked it up. They give some skill bonuses. They give you some like thematic sort of hints as to what happened in your past. And a cool thing is, as you do adventures that have some of these keywords, you get to fill these spaces, and the skills usually become more powerful. And eventually, this hasn't happened for any of them yet. I'm at level 2 out of 3 for all of them. You get to have like a little adventure and discover more about your past. So we'll probably see at least one of those in the playthrough. Now, they do have a nice sheet that keeps track of like all the key stuff. And it's not too intimidating. Just there is a sheet for each character, but I don't find you really need it. But this is like the timeline of what's happening, and this is what's going on with your ship. You'll see, it's kind of hard to see, but the timeline has specific things that happen on certain days. You go to the book and read whatever it says. I just finished Hecaton Battle 2, and after the Ashes of Alexandria, that's where I got the power to research, which you'll see in a second. There's all these choice matrices I've marked off, which are based on things I've done in the Choose Your Own Adventure sections, and they get called back to later. The monsters escalate over here, and since I've fought 3 hecatons now, they are much stronger. I've got a different monster I haven't fought now. I mean, I have fought him, but right now I haven't fought him. And he'll like level up along at the same time. So as you get options of monsters, you want to kind of switch back and forth. I've got some resources to build stuff. I've only got 2 titans. My hull's down to 2 strength. If I go down to 0, I am dead. No more campaign. Got to start over for me. Crew's at full 5. I have no fate. Kind of like in the combat video, I can use the ship's fate value to reroll dice, but I'm fine right now. And I've got a single Argo knowledge, which is called for in some of the research stuff. Okay, a lot more going on. Let's cover the last few things. And just to let you know, the tutorial that the prelude starts with leads you through all this stuff really simply. I'm kind of throwing you in the middle of stuff because I want to show you the cool things in the game. So we've also got these voyage cards that have shown up. We have some strangers who might have snuck their way onto our boat. We've discovered the bronze people, and we chose to have this Minoan guide come with us to help us. All these things might be called out in future choices, and I could have not found some of those. I've also got all my technology cards. These will give me new things to build or new powers, like I'll have recon scouts that can help me find things. And each of them has an amount of days it takes to research. You'll see how those work in a second with our little ship stations over here. So speaking of ship stations, we've got 3 main ones that let us build stuff. The bridge just kind of gives us what our traveling powers are. So the Grand Agora, I can put a craft card there and then build as many things from there. So in this case, some ranged weapons. With the Titan Stoa, I can put whatever Titans I want to build here, and it'll keep track of how many days it's going to take for them to come out. And then for the last Academy, sort of XCOM-ish style, I can pick 1 research at a time, and it'll slowly count down until I gain that ability, and that'll open up more research. Okay, and then last thing, I promise, this is kind of my main victory-loss condition going on right now. The shape of things to come is trying to build up these maze tokens for the Labyrinth's influence on the island of Crete, and I'm trying to stop that. If it gets 4 tokens, it gets flipped, and oh god, who knows what'll happen. But my main quest is the search for Minos. I'm trying to find these little scroll icons on the map tokens and also on adventure choices and stuff. And if I can build up 5 of them, then I will find King Minos and have a more positive ending. So I've got to try to get 2 more of those before I get 2 more of these in my voyage. Now, normally I'd move to day 14 out of 20. I see the final battle's coming at 20. Clearly, I want to complete my quest before that. But since I just finished a battle, I actually get to choose some research and some Titan building before I move on. Now, Titan building and research are free in terms of resources, but I'm certainly going to spend or start building a Titan because I'm down 2, like I said. Now, normally I'd mark 2 days ahead on the timeline, but again, I'm trying to keep this nice to send on to the next person. And yes, I know I could have printed another copy, but I didn't, so Mike's not very smart sometimes. But in 2 days, I'll get another Titan, then we'll start the next one. And then for the research, I've got Hecaton Sighting, which will give me a chance to surprise the Hecatons so they don't get to go first in combat. Even better weapons. Oh man, whale knives, that looks really good. Now, this Recon Fleet dock will help me to gain more resources for building stuff, so that's certainly good. Better armor. Yeah, man, right now I don't have... it's really expensive, though. And then reach weapons, which are not quite range weapons, but those look pretty nice, too. And then finally, a Force Kratos reaction. This will let one of my Titans gain 1 rage every round. Well, sorry, every other round, because I have to unexhaust it or exhaust it to give a rage. But that's pretty awesome to power us up really quickly. So, between the better weapons and the powering up Titans, the better weapons cost 3 times there, and the Titan one is only 2. So let's start with the Force Kratos reaction being researched there. And again, we'll put 2 days on it. All right, so now we'll advance to day 14, and you'll see days go pretty quickly. You don't have to resolve too much stuff on a single day. Now first we get to choose where to move. I could go back to a previous tile, and that would use my whole movement for the day. But let's go, follow the coast or go out into the water. I think I'm going to follow the coast and go to 61. So I reveal this. Oh man, we're doing another one of our little boat encounters. We also got a maze token that puts us 1 from losing the quest. Oh no, and we have the chance to get some little like wind blowy resources. I forget which one that's called. So we just put that down and move ourselves there. Okay, next, if there were events on the timeline, we would resolve them, but day 14 was clear. Next, we could have peril checks, like this one here, which might give us bad weather or other stuff. We don't have any of those. So next, we go to adventures. And as you saw, I already had one on Hidden in Plain Sight, so I'm going to move over to a random encounter in this one. And we got this nice, pretty thick, just for the Prelude little book. Clearly, it's just printed paper, but I'm sure it'll be beautiful for the full game. Now I've got this set of possible adventures based on die rolls, so I'm going to roll a d10 and see what I get. So my random adventure is number 9. So it's called Horned Guard Reprisal. Just to give you context, I'd encountered this Horned Guard, which are kind of like these traders to the city, and I had not been very nice to them, so let's see what they do. You arrive in town just in time to witness the gruesome execution of a dozen or so villagers. The Horned Guard captain makes it crystal clear there will be no dissent, political or religious. Whoever disagrees stands against justice, reason, and King Minos himself, and those stand against Minos will be cut down. By the grim yet unvexed looks on the bystanders' faces, you surmise this may be a common occurrence under Minos' rule. However, the grip of the Horned Guard may be slipping, as many in the crowd loudly voice their disdain while others are brandishing improvised weapons, ready to fight for what they believe. Okay, so I have to choose a party leader before I do anything else. Even though Odyssey is my king of combat, I actually like Circe Guard for her leadership. She has courage, will, and wisdom, each +1. Not too bad. So now I have a choice to make. Side with the villagers. They've suffered enough. This is just senseless brutality of a dictatorship on the verge of collapse. 39. Side with the Horned Guard. Order must be maintained, especially now when a sinister cult is taking advantage of the turmoil to recruit followers. 41. Stand aside. This is not your fight. I'm going to side with the villagers. 39. By the way, quick note, this is a family-type encounter, and you can see on, for example, her Siren Survivor card that you have 3 types of encounters at the top of each of these: Void, Supernatural, and Deed. And if an encounter has any of those, I get to pick somebody to advance, and that's how I would see like the final version of the Siren Survivor card, for example. Though the Horned Guard are better trained and equipped, the sheer number of villagers with your support easily overpowers them. Weeping mothers and fathers climb down to the Barathron pit to recover their loved ones' remains. But the mob wants more than justice. They want revenge. Great. Okay, party leader rolls on the following table, adding will and courage. That's good, we got both of those, so that's +2, like that. And then subtracting -1 for O1, O2, P3, or B9. Well, I have none of those, and also my ship's fate is not 3 or more, so I'm just getting a straight-up +2. Come on, Circe Guard. Okay, 4 +2 is 6. The Horned Guard share the fate of their victims. Oh, geez, I would have gotten a labyrinth if I had rolled worse. Satisfied, the crowd disperses, and you're left to wonder, does evil justify reprisal? Okay, so we gain 1 fate for the ship, and mark I5 as our choice. Okay, next we gain progress or doom, and that's not so great because we are now 1 away from our doom. But on a positive note, we get to roll for resources. We get 1 red die, and this time we're actually looking for the little slash marks, not the stars. And we're going to gain the little kind of wind blowy one. And we get 1 of them, okay. Now Telebacchus, with his Minoan heritage, does have the power to take 2 fate to reroll the resource die, which would carry with him into the next battle, but 1 is not too bad. And actually, it's not too bad at all, because look, that's my 4th, and that will let me get some more Siren Teeth, the really powerful swords that Odyssey was using in that other fight. Okay, so now is where I would battle if there was a battle to resolve for this turn, but there isn't. So instead, I haven't built my Titan or researched much yet. That'll happen next day. But I'm going to go ahead and build those Siren Teeth. And you can build as much as you want from a single card each day, but then you guys switch to a different card or reuse the same card. It's only 1 card per day, so I'm going to use 4 of those. And another Siren Teeth. By the way, I also built a Kratos knife earlier. I have my shield and my armor, and there we go. So 2 of those now. And yeah, that's it. I don't have to select anything else, so we'll go right to day 15. Like I said, pretty quick. So I still like scouting out the island. I think we're going to go ahead to 66. And a different adventure entirely. I don't think I've done that one yet. Nothing else special here, though. Just getting some resources. So here we go. This is a pretty quick adventure. Only 1 random in the middle. The Fated Conundrum. As the power of the labyrinth grows, reality is remade. That sounds wonderful. So each encounter path kind of has its own little section. This time it is a God's encounter. And sadly, once again, it doesn't match anyone, so we're not going to finish anything yet. Okay, Prophet of the New Age. Your scouting mission led you deeper into the jagged coast, where supposedly a few villages found a way to avoid the primordial terror. Your search ends fruitlessly, but on your way back you are stopped by a woman in a tattered robe. She's in her mid-20s, but the geometrical patterns of the tattoo that covers her face make her look older and more sinister. "Have you heard the truth of the labyrinth?" she asks melodically. That sounds bad. If any of you have the Maze Touch card, we don't. And if we did, I think that adds a labyrinth token, which would make us lose, so that's not good. Otherwise, choose. This can only end badly. Ignore her and be on your way. She may prove a useful source of information if approached carefully. No, probably a terrible choice, but I'm going to talk to her, I think. I'll bite, says one of you somewhat rudely. I have not. The woman smiles warmly. She must have heard this kind of response countless times before. It's simple, really, she says calmly. You are born, you live, and you die without knowing purpose of it all. It gnaws at you, this born in question. But there's no answer, for there is no purpose. Life is a meaningless conundrum, like the labyrinth itself, made complex to mislead. Let go. Sounds like the followers of the labyrinth are either existentialists or nihilists, I guess. You see some of your men considering her words. Oh, you've made a mistake. Okay, we gain 1 knowledge. That's good, I guess. Gain 1 fate. That's not great. Discard a resource or gain a stranger's card. Oh, another person infiltrating our ship. Or I guess here it's like them being won over. Oh, we get a new card. Here's the word, by the way. Nemos? Maybe just leave the M off. The least likely argument. That's the one with the least of these, which is great because Penelope has been sitting around with nothing for a while, so she's finally going to gain 1. So she gains the Haunted Nemos card, and we get J6. Right, so here we go, the Haunted Nemos card. Your past lingers like a waft of cold air. Something happened to you, something unspeakable. Lovely. So it's Fate, Supernatural, and Curse, +1 Wisdom and Will. It's nice. Once per adventure, before any roll, gain X Fate to add +X to that roll, and the max is your level in this. So she's going to be able to add 1 for right now. And let's see. Oh no, if after this encounter you have 2 or more stranger cards, we do see 14. Oh, this was a mistake. Let's see what the damage is. You felt something brewing for some time now. You heard whispers of discontent. Some are wondering what they're doing on Crete in the middle of a conflict they don't deem their own. Others come dangerously close to sympathizing with the labyrinthian message. One morning you notice a pale drawing of the maze symbol on one of the bulkheads and you feel it in your gut. It's happening. Okay, there's a growing number of labyrinthian converts on the ship. This is becoming a problem. Choose a leader. We'll do the same one, then decide. Banish the neophytes. There's no place for worshippers of the nothingness on the Argo. They must go before things truly escalate. Or 2, try to dissuade them from the truth of the labyrinth. They are your crew. They may have lost hope, but you did not lose your hope in them. Okay, so, oh no, if it's 1... Okay, we could just get rid of the 2 stranger cards and a population. We would not get a labyrinth token because our fate's not that high. We mark G8. We can try to convince them. Yeah, I'm just going to take the safe option and get rid of them. Get off my ship, guys. So it does take away 1 of my 5 population, like my hull. If that goes to 0, I die. And besides that, I'm just going to mark G8 and be done. Whew. All right, with all that out of the way, let's go to the simple stuff. Let's get some resources. Okay, 1. And I'll gain a new Titan. Hooray, but I'll just start building another one. That gives me 3 Titans overall. I also finished the forced Kratos reaction, and I could build something else, but I don't really have the resources for it. Well, let's see. I think next I'm going to go for the recon stuff to give me more resources and hopefully find out more about these things going on. Oh, no, I am not, because I forgot. I get access to new ones. I get access to recitation and basic support equipment. Basic support gives me some cool things I can add to Titans, but look at this. Heal 1 Titan, 1 damage every other round. That looks like the winner to me. So we're going to slot that in. Also takes 2 time. Okay, moving right along. We are running out of time. Down to day 16. Now, once you pick a strategy, you stick with it. Let's go to 71. What do we got? Yes. Okay, that's one of the 2 I need. I'm getting some resources. Nothing else tricky there. So let's see. How many blues do I get? None. We can't handle that. Let's have Telebacchus take 2 fate to re-roll it. There we go. At least we got 1. We're up to 4 of those. 1 more to solve the mystery, but again, 1 more of this too. And we'll down to getting another Titan tomorrow and also getting our new ability tomorrow. There certainly are not many tomorrows left. Day 17 and 20 will be the final battle. All right, looks like no real way to go, but down here... Oh, so we have a Peril. So our Peril deck starts out with some basic things, mostly non-negative ones. And let's see, what's our last one? Okay, Clear Skies, but now we're going to get some more back in there. But events and things can add nastier cards in here, sort of Robinson Crusoe style, like they might come back to haunt you later. But we still get to roll for resources. And yes, we got 1. We got a lot of 2s of resources, but everything costs 3 of something, so can't build anything yet. But we do get our 4th Titan, so now we'll be loaded for bear. But we can actually build up to 6, and you can increase your storage capacity, so we'll keep going with that. We get Teleresuscitation. We don't have anything it leads to in just the basic game. I'm sure it would have something in the full game. But now I'll go to the Recon Fleet dock for my next research. Right, come on, I need to find a single more scroll. We're up to day 18, 2 more. All right, unless I want to just kind of go backwards, I'm going to have to go to 76. Oh, what's that? Oh, it's the next random encounter for the Spiral Secret. This is the one with, he didn't see this, but what happened is I basically got attacked by sirens, which in this game are like these huge creatures that like can lull you to sleep or mess with you and like hide in giant shells. So this should be fun. And this one is very long, as you can see. I kind of assume with how long it takes to finish these that they might continue past the prelude and keep on kind of resolving them, but I'm not sure. Alright, this is a randomized one again since I've done this once before. 5. Alright, Siren Corpse. Ooh, Dream. So that does match Odyssey X0, whatever his name is, his imprisonment Nino's card. So we're going to find out. I'm assuming we do this after we resolve the encounter, so yeah, let's wait on it. You've heard the sea wash up a corpse of a giant mollusk siren not far from your location. It may be dangerous to investigate as these creatures are known to hunt in packs, but it's also an invaluable opportunity to learn more about these monstrous species. When you arrive, you learn there has been a death. One of the local fishermen tried looking for pearls in the siren's shell, but it seems the siren was not quite dead yet. Now it throws on the beach, screaming loudly and not letting anyone come close. Okay, choose a party leader in your approach. Circe Guard has not quite let me down yet, so we'll let her keep going. Right, so we can attack it from a distance. It'll take longer, but it's safer. So we each test Endurance 6 and some of the successes. Or we can close the distance and finish it off. Each Argonaut tests Courage 6. So okay, I'd rather charge in, so let's see if we can get 6 Courage. Okay, so Telebacchus, that's a failure. And I guess I could reroll with the ship. Yeah, let's do that. Give him a second chance. There we go, that's 1 success. Circe Guard has +1, she needs a 5. I did not get it. But looking at the card, I only need 2 successes to win, so let's just keep trying our luck. Odyssey 0. Ah, there we go. So we got 2, and then Penelope did not get it. So that's still the 2 we need. Okay, the siren is ferocious, but you know no fear. It lashes about, but your noose tightens. When you are about to deal the killing blow, it speaks. Please no, spare me, and I will open before you doors undreamt of. Kill. Yesterday you didn't realize the sirens could speak mortal tongue. Today you know they are well-versed liars. You end the miserable wretch. The shell is broken. Or you don't fully understand, you let it go. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get a sword if I kill it? Okay, no mercy. Let's kill her and gain a siren blade for free. Wow. Now this is a pretty interesting one because it's very different than the other weapons you've seen. I want to show you. So it only rolls 1 die to hit, but it does have +1 accuracy. But look at this. If it hits, it gets 2 red dice plus an additional 1 for each hit. So that means if it hits, it's 3 red dice, as though I had hit with like all the dice from my other sword. And then it gets to move away 2 afterwards. So this is a nice one because setting it up with, again, if you've watched the boss battle, the plus accuracy tokens instead of the plus damage tokens will really give you a good chance of smashing someone with this big sword. All right, I'm still getting some resources, hopefully. No, and I'm not going to use any more fate right now. And I haven't quite gotten any research done. Okay, so second to last day, almost done this little play video because I won't be able to show you anything more. I don't want to do another whole fight. Looks like my only choice for new territory is 19 right next to me. Okay, so nothing much here. So this is a symbol that doesn't mean anything, but cards might call it to attention. So like maybe the quest when I complete it or the bad thing will make something happen with that. So for now, I just get to roll for some resources. Nothing, oh well. Okay, but I do get another Titan, so that is 5, giving me an extra one if I need it, but let's keep on building more. And then I finish the recon dock. So I can exhaust it to also gain resources on that symbol, so that's cool. Man, there's opened up a bunch that I could research. Coastal Spies, Shallows Navigation, Scout Expedition. Oh, man. Oh, if I'd bought this earlier. Look, I could have gotten a free scroll and automatically finish this. I can go into river spaces? What? So I can actually like go inside the island? Oh, and look, I could potentially ignore those things. All right, well, I don't think I have time, but I guess I'll start doing Scout Expedition. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to finish it before... So with that, we're going into our final day. Important to note that we wouldn't fight the final battle until we get a chance to gain Doom or progress in the quest. So we have one more chance to try to finish this thing up. We've only got one place that might help us do that. Come on. Ah, nothing. Just the open sea. All right, so we do get a Peril card. Right now, there's only one bad one in here, and that's not it. So we gain some resources. Okay, that would be 1. And actually, hey, let's use our Scout. Makes it 2 instead. And that does give us just enough to get some more armor, but sadly we would have to fight the final battle before we would get to do that. Oh, wait. I thought we were going to be done, but I forgot that I never saw what happened when I fulfilled the imprisonment. The dream is more vivid now. The walls of a cell are closer than you remember, and the weight of the chains greater. The perpetual darkness broken only by a crack in the wall.
There's nothing here for your mind to work on, so you focus on that one point of light and jerk at the chain rhythmically and try not to go insane. No one ever comes to check up on you. You don't remember falling asleep. When you wake up, there's a small bowl of food just within your reach. Will this torture never end? Okay, so roll a d5 and add the checked fate boxes. I don't have any yet. So d5. Oh, so no matter what, I don't even have to roll. No, the walls, the crack, the rattle, this is all you remember. So I gain the card again with as many nodes marked as there are fate boxes marked above. I'm assuming that I'm supposed to have marked a fate box first. Let's assume I did. So maybe I could do a roll and a 9 or 10 would have me finish this. But not to be. Alright, so I guess I'd get closer to solving the mystery, but you'll see like you gain like bonuses to your stats and you gain new Nemo's cards, although only in the full game. I don't have them here. So that's a little preview of the adventure game. I've got some extra weapons to go into my final battle. I didn't quite find the king, but I also didn't get totally taken over by the labyrinth. I made a lot of choices. Some of them won't be so friendly to me when I come back. I've got some resources to spend later, a bunch of titans built up. And yeah, one of the cool things, as you'll see, even playing all that I did and going as fast as I could, I didn't even go around the other side of the island. I didn't see like even half of the locations I could have explored. So pretty cool game going here with how much you can dig into. So that'll be it for the Adventure Voyage mode of Aeon Trespass Odyssey. Please check out my review and go watch the boss fight if you didn't already. Good gaming, and I'll see you at the next step.